Like, we might need the Lauren, which is the annoying part, but we might need the Wiltleaf Liege more. Oh, yes! Yes! We got to do it! I actually got it on video! Get out of here. Do it again. Do it again. You won't. Play a pixie. Oh! This is the most beautiful day of my life! Oh, wow. Oh, that was gorgeous. What is going on, guys? It's me, 7-7, and today I'm going to help you combat those really pesky, annoying meta decks. Mono red, mono black, all those frustrating decks that are just running around the ladder, making our lives miserable. We're going to have fun with some Selesnya hate, and this deck is spicy. So we're going to put it through 40 games in the ladder, see how it does. Let's get right into that deck list. All right, here we are. I'm calling it Mono Black Snack, because that's the deck that this is most meant to deal with, because we're playing 3 copies of Wiltleaf Liege and 3 copies of Obstinate Baloth, which both of these things say that if an opponent would cause you to discard this card, put it onto the battlefield instead. So when your opponent goes turn 1 Hopeless Nightmare and you get to play Wiltleaf Liege out of your hand, that feels pretty good. There's tons of Bandits talents and tons of Lilianas and Hopeless Nightmares and Esper Pixie and Mono Black discard and all kinds of stuff going around. But the deck's not just good against that. We have a ton of life gain in the deck in Charming Prince and Kutzel's Flanker and Beza and Obstinate Baloth and ways to bounce and reuse those life gain effects. Tulsamir to combat mono red, so we're very strong against mono red as well. We're good against any kind of removal based decks because we've got, you know, Tyvar the Pummeler and Paw Patch Recruit, which make targeting our stuff harder, as well as Spinner of Souls, which means anything that dies, we get a creature out of our deck for free. We're also playing 2 copies of Valkyrie's Call, which also makes removing our creatures bad, as you'll probably see in some of these games. Then also Dryad Militant happens to be kind of an interestingly good card right now, because there's a lot of these, you know, crab bean decks that care about instants and sorceries in the graveyard, and Dryad Militant on turn 1 starts exiling those instants and sorceries, so our opponent has to pay full price for their crabs, like they should. It also helps with reanimation decks in some cases, because sometimes they mill the spell they need to reanimate and they get it back with Founding of the Third Path, and sometimes they can cast it from their graveyard with the third tier of that, and so Dryad Militant stops them from being able to get those instants and sorceries in their graveyard. Once they're in the graveyard, they're gone. So super awesome. We've also got Scavenging Ooze to help deal with that, and Kutzel's Flanker can also exile our opponent's graveyard. So we have tons of hate for the graveyard decks. 1 single Thorn of the Third Path to blow up artifacts and enchantments, and then we can bounce it with Charming Princess and Salvation Swans. And yeah, this deck is an absolute blast, and it's got a little bit of something for everything. It's really good. I know that Ash Lizzle did a deck with Baloths and Wiltleaf Lieges recently, and a couple of other content creators, but I actually built this deck on stream 2 weeks ago. So I'm not copying anybody. I came up with, I mean, I'm not unique to this idea, but I've been having a really good time with the deck, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So we're going to put it through 40 games. We'll see how it does in the ladder. Let's get right into those games. All right. Let us bring the heat. Mana War. Whatever you're playing, we hate it. We will destroy it. One piece at a time. Opponent's going first. This is risky. This is better. Not a lot better, but it is better. We'll put one of the extra Tyvars back. Wish I could have had a 1-drop, but we'll live, hopefully. Warrior. Hey, look, a 1-drop. Warrior. Is it actually rabbits? And they just needed to be able to play this on one. They only have white lands in hand. That's what it looks like. Paw patch. Hey, that is also a warrior. Fancy. 100% blocking. They have a pump spell. They do. No pump spell. That's great for us. So Charming Prince. Get our Scry on. Lauren and Valkyrie's call. I don't think we'll need... I could be wrong. They could play Sheltered by Ghost, right? Valkyrie's call is probably not necessary right this minute. We're going to play Tyvar next turn regardless. But they could be playing Sheltered by Ghost, and if they are, then Lauren will be useful. Sanguine Evangelist. Cleric. So they're not... I'm not going to block this because we want to play Tyvar. And we want to be able to make him indestructible. So we need a willing creature to tap. Hop to it. Okay, that's frustrating. Opponent can't really attack right now, though. They do it anyway. They get a bat. Go attacking. Highly doubt they're going to block. So we're taking at least 4 this turn. They're definitely going to attack. They have removal for Wiltleaf Liege, then it's more. This is tempting. I think I play this. And hang back. Another Burrow Guard Mentor. Sure. War Leader. Very frustrating. I don't know that this is going to be enough. I think I am dead either way. Maybe he'll forget about Tyvar's second ability. Oh my gosh, he did! Ha! RTFC, my friend. Oh man, that's priceless. All right. Eastov. Wonder if that's supposed to be wordplay of less nice words. Opponent's going first. How much am I willing to bet on them being a graveyard-based deck? They've got Tyvar sleeves and a Wanderer avatar. I think I'm gonna keep going to. Okay, it's mono red. It's goblin. Hey, we found a 1-drop. Can't block that, but at least it gives us something to do. So we're not just doing nothing. And it gives us something to eat if they decide to burn it. What are they gonna do? They burst lightning the Dryad Militant. You got it. They get in for 1. Obstinate Baloth is a great draw. We got a lot of life gain in hand, so I feel relatively confident that we can outrun them. Yep, you got me. I'm just gonna keep doing this. Adaptive Automaton, sure. Does the opponent forget we can grow this? We have creatures in our graveyard. Whoops. Tyvar the Pummeler. You like me some Tyvar. But I think we are going to play Charming Prince and Scry. And then I think we're going to get in with Ooze. Eat their lackey. Eat our Ooze. Boom. What you got, opponent? Wee. That is frustrating. Gonna take it. Land. We're gonna go ahead and play Tyvar here. Get in with the Prince. We'll hold the Ooze back so we can block the Squee and then eat it. Assuming I don't have burn for Tyvar, forcing us to Alright, so boom, boom. Goblin Surprise. Okay, well, that doesn't really matter too much. So that's 4, 8. We're taking 8. And then he could possibly get our Ooze with a burn spell here. Okay. We don't have anything else to eat right now, so I guess we're just gonna have to take the damage. But that's okay. Put the opponent down to 8. Taking a little bit of a risk here, but yeah, okay. Fairly confident that he shouldn't be able to deal 9 to me and get through the Baloth. Then Tyvar can go super pumps next turn. Goblin surprise, sure. Spinner of Souls. Good Souls flanker. Let's go ahead and exile their yard so they can't get that squee back. And get in. And they have to block at least one of these things. And then we still have 2 blockers. So their 1 card would have to be quite good. That lets him get our flanker out of the way, but that's about it. And then we still get an awesome dude. Free creatures! I love drawing creatures. GG, goblins! Definitely not Simic. Well, obviously, we're playing somebody who would never play Simic. So, unfortunate. I really like Simic. What? That's a Simic land. You misled me, sir. Or madam. I am very disappointed. Well, Dryad Militant is the hate bear here. If it's a spells in the graveyard matter version of Simic. So your crabs and your terrors are full cost, sir. I have another militant just to be safe. Glimpse the core. Okay, maybe they're actually more along the lines of wait, my game froze. Okay. Maybe they're more of an actual Simic ramp deck. And they're ramping up to like Coma and stuff. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. So they are ramping. And there's a Llanowar Elves. They're doing some hard ramping. Alright, well, I'm gonna play Tyvar. And I don't care if he blocks with his elves. Because if he doesn't block with his elves, then he could play Coma this turn, and that's not cool. Rough triplets. Well, that's interesting. Me no know what to do about that. Rough triplets is... I love that card. Oh man, this with doubling season? Now my brewing juices are... I forgot about gruff triplets for a minute, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot about gruff triplets. This should be okay. I should be able to deal with this. It's just gonna take some finesse. Especially because I can like he can attack me with the triplets and everything, but like I can actually like if he attacks with everything here, I'm good. Right? So we block, we block. See if the opponent has anything to do here. They could have like... They have 1 card, they're targeting stuff. 3 steps ahead. Oh, that's... No, that doesn't work the way they want it to. They are gonna get a bunch of counters on their dudes, which is annoying. All right. Hi, Mom. So I think I've got this. I'm gonna have to take some damage. Paw patch formation, draw a card. Sacrificing the food to assert their dominance. If they attack, we block one with Tyvar and Elish Norn. Actually, we block like this because this is 479, right? We give Tyvar indestructible. We lose Ooze and Militant, but that's fine. Take 9 down to 10. Take 10, sorry. We are going to take one trample from the other one, right? 18. It's a land. Beautiful. So now... I just get lost this Gruff Triplets, and big scary Gruff Triplets are dealt with. Opponent's gonna map it up. Sure. Triplets on top. But Mom says no to that. Sure. Another land. And this should do it. Oh. I always forget to do that when I actually want to do it. No matter what they block here, their Overlord's dying. If they don't block, I think they're dead. Tyvar's so good. Tyvar is so good. Like, when the opponent doesn't have an exile-based removal for him, he's just insane. Opponent realizes the predicament they're in. Opponent's down to 4. Now, see, the mistake I made, and we could have just won this turn, is I forgot to do this before the end step, which, because they don't come back till the next end step, so they wouldn't come back during my turn. And Mom says no to triplets, so sorry, buddy. Rank 2. All right, let's see who we can hate on next. It's Wet Joe. Hey, I played them in my last video. We run into each other a lot, don't we, Wet Joe? Opponent goes first. I'm going to keep this hand. A little itsy bitsy sketchy, but the opponent's playing Pixie or mono black discard. We've got the business for him. It's red. All right. Well, militant. They burn it away. They burn it away. Hopefully they don't burn it away, though. That would be super nice. Come on, Joe. We're good friends. We've played each other a lot. Yay, they didn't do it. Look at that. See? You build a rapport with somebody. Swiftfoot boots. Okay, well now I want to play this and scry and find an untapped land on top, hopefully. Those are not untapped lands. Immediately regretting my decision. Because I was going to play a Fabled Passage this turn to get the tapped part out of the way, just in case. But this time, at least if we don't draw a land, we have Get Lost up. Now the opponent is going to burn. Well, I guess I'd rather lose the militant. Looks like they didn't want me to have either thing. Hey! See if Tyvar lives. If he does, Emberheart Challenger, sure. Monstrous Rage. They can't attack, though. We, unfortunately, cannot target that Emberheart Challenger, which is very annoying. We need a green. We don't currently have a pain-free source of green, and we're going to play... What are we going to play? It's really annoying because he can technically target the Emberheart Challenger over and over again with that Swiftfoot Boots to trigger it every turn. I think we're going to play Wiltleaf Liege. And no attacks so that we can block the Emberheart Challenger potentially. He goes after the Wiltleaf Liege. I mean, he's playing Trial of Agony, which is very annoying. All right, well, let's see what he's got. He might have forgotten Tyvar can become indestructible. Rage. That does almost grow it big enough that I can't kill it. Maybe I should have blocked with both. Turn inside out. Okay, well, at least he's not going to get the Manifest Shred. That's a lot of damage, though. Thankfully, we have a Bailoff to gain some back. So we will tap the Wiltleaf Liege to give Tyvar indestructible. We are going to take 6 here and go to 11. Unless the opponent wants to pump it some more. I think they're going to play the Heartfire here, though. Seems like something they would do. So we take 6. We go back up to by 4 with Bailoff. If we draw a land, I might play Spinner of Souls and Get Lost instead. Oh, really? What a cheap way to lose. Callous Sellsword's such a cheap trick. GG. Mene Gildo 7. Severin 7? Mene Gildo 7. We're buddies. Opponent goes first. I like this hand, though. It has a 1-drop. It's another red deck. Oh, I'm sick of red decks. We do have a little bit of life gain in our hand though, but I'm probably going to use Prince for Scry unless we hit a third land off the top here. Does the opponent have a burn spell? They do. It is what it is. It's 2 damage not going to our face. Really want to use this to gain life, but we need lands. This is fine because we can play Kutzel's Flanker next turn. Raucous Carnival for the opponent. Another burn spell to get rid of our Charming Prince. And a Bolt Wave to make our life sad. Screaming Nemesis. Oh joy. And a Bolt Wave. Okay. How do we get out of this is a very good question. Gain 2, scry 2. We're at 7 and we can't block the Nemesis. I don't know, maybe we can. No, because then we can never gain life. Okay, land is good. This gives us at least a little bit of hope. It's not a lot of hope, but we got a treasure too, so we can play Tulsimir. At this point, I go to 5, so they can't Bolt Wave me. I'm gonna go ahead and take it this turn. Play Hushwood Verge, play Tulsimir. Get in like this. Put him down to 9. Block with Tulsimir, gain the 3, take the 3. Luckily they drew a land. Thank goodness. Boy, this was a very almost bad game considering that our opponent didn't really do that much. Oof. All right. Well, Leaf Liege says hello. Boom. Got there. GG, opponent. Right. Rootoot. Let's go, Rootoot. See what you playing. Opponent goes first. I don't know if I like this hand. Guess we'll try it. Risky, but scene of the crime. Charming Prince was a fantastic draw because it can help us find some more lands, hopefully, on top. Fabled Passage. Land, please. Land. Opponent's going to crack their passage. Womp. Restless Prairie is a land. We don't want the Swan. It's unfortunate that it's a tap land, but at least we have Get Lost that turn. Loot. Extra land. Alright. Well, loot can go bye-bye. And then hopefully we draw an untapped land. If we don't, we at least have Kutzel's Flanker to scry and find some more lands. They play another loot. And they're looking for more lands. They find one. And so if they whiff again, they technically just ramped. Okay, greenhouse off the top. Oh my goodness. You gotta do this because if they just draw an untapped land next turn, they can just start getting free creatures, and that's no bueno. Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Well, man, can we get some lands, please? Can I get some lands, please? Primeval Bounty. Gain 3 life. You gain 3 more life. No blocks. All right, come on, land. Oh my gosh, of course it's a tapped land. All right. They're going to gain 6 more life from this Fabled Passage this turn. Okay, so they're if 1 card left, they can go to 18. You go to 18. They can go to 21. Sacrifice a land, draw a card. Go to 21. We're at 3. Sure. As long as they can't give it trample, we don't care. Yep, their Overlord is huge. They milled a bunch of lands. Thank goodness. But they did get Titiana. They can't play it this turn, though. I think we're okay. I think we got this. They're going to go up to 19 when they attack with the Overlord. Unless they can specifically remove Wilt Leaf Liege, I think we've got this. Why would they go for the throat that? What? I'm so confused. They go for the throat at Kutzel's flanker? Why? Don't know if we win anymore. Okay, so if I play Wilt Leaf Liege, it adds 2. So this becomes 6. This becomes 7, 13, 18. Yeah, it's enough. Okay. Oof. That was... I don't know what this guy was doing, but that was crazy. We got there, though. We basically dealt them like... Because they gained their life back, like their entire life total back. Like we dealt like 70 damage that game. All right. We're back for the post-game wrap. So 40 games, 55%. But take that with a grain of salt. This deck is better than 55%. I had a little bit of a tough beats here at the end. My last 6 games, a 6-loss win streak. two hard control decks that were literally just board wipe, board wipe, board wipe, and there's just, I'm a creature based deck. It's hard to beat, you know, infinite Sunfalls. And then these two multicolor decks were both reanimators that got their reanimation just on turn 3, turn 4, and when your opponent just has it, there's not a lot you can do about it. So and then we did lose to one mono black discard deck, which I feel really bad about, but we in that game did not draw any of our Balos or Will Leaf Lieges, and our opponent just ripped our hand apart. So the deck is much better than 55%. This was just a little bit of poor luck here. As you can see, it's very uncommon that we're losing more than 1 or 2 games in a row. And if you go back down to these win rates, 57%, 67%, 67%, all the other times that I was testing, if you were to remove these 5 games or even just insert a couple of wins in there instead of losses, we'd be much, much closer to 63, 64%. So obviously, I'm going to be honest with you. That's my win rate with it. But the deck is better than that. That's only 40 games. And so like if I were to play another, you know, 30 or 40 games with this, I think the deck would be closer to 60% on average. So it's very strong. It's very resilient. It's very good against a lot of things. We had a 100% win rate against all the Golgaris, 100% win rate against mono red. Obviously blue-white control, which is not supposed to be very prevalent in the meta right now. I've faced 4 of them and got my butt handed to me in all of them because Sunfall's our worst nightmare. But mono black, other than the one discard deck, these 2 wins were discard decks. The other 2 losses were demons, not discard. And so just unfortunately, demons is pretty tough. It's a very good deck. But yeah, this is such a great deck. I don't care if I didn't have the most incredible win rate during this 40 games. I endorse this deck. I think it's wonderful. I think it's really good against the meta. I think there's just answers to just about everything in here. Tyvar the Pummeler is just insane. I loved Salvation Swan and Valkyrie's Call, being able to just rebuy all of our stuff. The deck just felt absolutely so much fun to play. And I had a lot of fun recording this. So I hope if you enjoyed this, that you'll take a moment to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Every single one of those counts. And I appreciate all of you who made it this far with me in the video, and I will catch you in the next one.